Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What up, though? Detroit and all the other places around the world. This is Tap In Radio on 7 Mile Radio. Oh, my bad. Tap In Podcast on 7 Mile Radio. But we on the radio. What's up, Tanisha? What's up, Osa? And we got Twan back, too.
What up, though?
Hey,
Thank y'all so much.
Hey, Champ. Hey, Anton.
Every time I come, I be so gracious that y'all even invited me here. Thank y'all.
Most definitely.
So how was your week,
It's always
Osa?
good to have you.
My week was amazing, actually. We had some beautiful clients this week. Just the interactions in general and like witnessing people hold space with family, you know, and like talking about things they never talked about and just like being real vulnerable. So like that's been a beautiful, it's real exciting to see it happening because that's healing in real time, you know. So it's been beautiful. How about you?
Mine's up and down, smiles and frowns is challenging, but it's good because I overcome my challenges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dwell on them. It's like I put attention to it and I find resolutions.
Real fast. What was so challenging?
Yeah. What was so
like
challenging?
Real fast. Make it fast. What was so challenging?
This creating different systems at work and for people to get on board with the system that it works. You know. So just that simple. Other things, just really is self-analysis with myself. That's like the biggest challenge. It's like the question myself is what you doing really going to be productive? What you going to do is going to have resolution? Is just really having confidence.
Gotcha.
You know? About you, Tanisha, what's up with your week?
Oh, my week has been coming off of Easter. Of course, I celebrated Easter with my family and some of my friends. And then coming off Easter, we had the Monday was the first, right? So I just had one little April Fool's prank. It wasn't a big one, but you know, it was.
Did you fall for it?
What? No, I was the one doing the. I was the one. With
You
the
did a
joke.
prank.
Yeah.
What was the prank?
You know, it's whole
Don't
standard.
say no. You know what was the prank?
You know the whole.
You doing
standard.
April Fool's jokes at this ripe ass age?
Yeah, I was pregnant in a mug.
That's what you said?
Yeah. I was ready for all like 2 minutes or something like that.
Goodness.
So yeah. And
So
then,
you was the one that she played the joke.
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
She did,
because
huh?
it wasn't.
Oh.
I'm the one that was like.
That was April Fool's on you and shit. Like,
Excusez-moi. You want me to speak French on you, man?
Parlez-vous.
So that was
Excusez-moi.
my Monday, and I noticed a little bit because Mercury went retrograde Monday. So I can't say I've been trying to be quiet, but I've just been aware. I've been aware, and I've been seeing it, but I've just been staying away so far. In all of 2 or 3 days, I've been avoiding the arguments, y'all. I've been, but we only 2 days in. I think we got to go to the 25th, and so yeah. Trying to
That's
stay
a
out
good
of
start,
trying to
shit.
stay out of the mess.
This
So
retrograde
it's
is definitely, you got the energy thick out here.
It's thick.
It's retrograding
so
right
thick.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
started
retrograde.
Monday.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
goodness.
just stopped a couple months ago. Now it's going.
I mean, they do it like 3 times a year or some shit like that, right?
Something like that, about 3 or 4.
Yeah, the energy is thick for that retrograde. I'm just
So that's like once every quarter. So basically, it never stops. As soon as we get a rest, it's like, you know, never mind. I was about to say some crazy shit. But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. So it's like this is like a period, right? Like as soon as you don't even get a rest from it. As soon as you get a rest, it comes back.
I mean, that's a good way to a good analysis of it, or
Yeah,
like
now you-
so like
It's the-
analogy.
it's the-
Thank you. Look, I'm
It's the universe's minstrel. The
Yes.
retrograde.
yeah.
Yes, because all the
That's
emotions
not
are
a good
intense.
analogy.
I mean, is it not? The women
It
said
is
that
a
it
good
is.
analogy.
It's a really good
But you
analogy.
don't like it, right? Because as a man,
Because
you
you-
know what a
like,
period
yeah,
does,
what
and
is
it's
that?
like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's
But it
like
brings
the
all
whole-
those emotions to the
Yeah,
forefront.
right?
It's
It
real
really do.
sensitive.
It's
You know,
super
communication
so
get
it's
lost.
the universe's minstrel then. It's
Yeah,
not a period.
you could
So
almost
that was
say.
good, huh?
Yeah, that's a really
I like
good
that.
analogy.
I
That's
agree.
exactly.
Goddamn.
I could say that.
I was
really.
trying
The universe
not to
is
agree.
on its
The
minstrel
whole-
again. That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
I was
the
trying
whole-
I like
not
that.
You heard it here
I was
first.
trying not to agree, but I agree like a motherfucker.
Is the universe
You're right.
ran by a woman?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Here
wait a minute.
comes
The earth is a woman.
Here comes the champion.
No,
The champ is
but
here.
you asked the 5
The champ
percenters.
is here.
When you ask the 5 percenters, they'll tell you that they
Yes.
consider they women the earth.
So wait a minute, because this is something
Is it
else about my
symbolic?
week. Let me
Yes.
say, champ, because this is the week,
And
right?
not
I've
like-
been. It was Easter, so usually around Easter I had like this deep dive into Christianity, just because it's at the forefront. So this year it started off because they came out with all these artifacts. Jesus is black and all that. I'm like, okay. So if Jesus is black, let me go back into the archives of my mind and see what this whole Black Madonna thing is. Because
Of your
if
mind.
Jesus is black, if Jesus is black, then his mom is black, and then the Black Madonna got some validity. So let me go back and see what this Black Madonna thing is all about. So yeah, I've been looking
So who was
into
Madonna?
the Black Madonna
No.
is
We're
Mother
not
Mary.
talking about the singer from Warren.
And Martin,
So-
I saw, because I was in my archives.
so-
Wait a minute. In my archives, I saw that Mark was 7 years ago on YouTube. Mark had a video. Mark had a video where he was at the Shrine of the Black Madonna here in Detroit, because we do have one. Where he was at the Shrine of the Black Madonna recording Umar Johnson. So and we have a Shrine of Black Madonna here, and I never really knew what that meant or what it was all about. But now that they have officially acknowledged that Jesus was black, therefore his mother must be black. And then I had the whole idea like, well, if Jesus was black and his mom was black, so mom, God is a woman. Like,
So,
All right, champ.
Okay.
Let's hear it, champ. Let's hear it, champ.
Let's
see
see
where
time.
we going.
What
You
I was
see where
about
this
to
is
say.
going.
super
I love it. Keep
humbly
diving.
and respectful.
Keep diving.
She hit me with that a couple of days ago, and so I was stuck.
No rebuttal.
Now look, so I'm gonna expose myself today. I'm off the edible. I'm all falling apart. But I'm like, God damn, what am I supposed to say off this?
God
Because
is a woman. You can't
my
say
mother is black and I'm black. You black and your mother black.
How can you debate that? What
What am I
is
supposed
there
to
a
say?
debate for it?
So I just left it alone. It's been 3 or 4 days later, and 10 hours when I said something. So
Okay. Now the champ has arrived. What you got to say, champ?
talk to me,
People's
champ.
champ.
Talk to me,
She
champ.
said that God has to be a woman because a woman birthed Jesus and she was black. Right? That's what you got from that, right?
I got a different deduction, but that's
Yeah, this is
that's
sum
what
it
you
up.
heard.
Let's
That's
just sum it
fine.
up.
Yeah, you can have that. That's what you heard. You can hear
Oh,
that.
shit.
You can
I
hear
mean, you
that.
pretty much said that,
Yes,
right?
I said if
And
it's been
they're
discovered,
off.
if it's
Come
been
on, be
discovered-
transparent. Both of
be
y'all now.
transparent.
I gotta follow
Both of y'all
up so
be
I get it clearly.
transparent.
So when I
And
explain
have
myself,
clarity so we can know what
Yes.
he's talking
Yeah.
about.
So
Please.
And
if
they're
it's
off.
been discovered
Right.
that Jesus is black, therefore he was born of a woman, which had to be black. And if it is, and let me tell you my whole reasoning. Mary knew no man, so she had to be with a God, and so to be with a God, she must have been God, and so God is a woman,
I
and
love
God is a
that.
woman in which we know because we know that Jesus was black now, and therefore we came from
So-
a black woman, and that's a black woman, and that's us, and we are God.
So
You can do about it.
so Mary
No.
So
Mary
Mary was a human, right? Mary was a human, right?
Mary
Mary was a human.
Answer that question.
Yes.
Right? Mary was a virgin human, right? So who put the baby in Mary's womb?
A man.
We don't know. We don't know.
A man.
We don't know.
We're sitting there talking about a
We don't
virgin.
know.
How
We don't
how
know.
that baby get in that womb?
So
We don't know.
Joseph-
again, it's so
Women-
much.
Without intercourse.
It's so
Joseph
much
did.
digging.
It didn't need to
It's so
occur.
much digging that could be done with this topic, y'all.
Joseph did.
Even
Oh,
before
That-
pre,
thank
we
you,
just
Joseph.
gonna talk
Thank you,
logically.
Oh,
How
see,
did
I
that baby?
can't
Joseph
I can't
did.
speak on the
That-
Bible. You know what I'm saying? But
Thank you.
That's cool.
Dealing
That's
with
cool.
history, like-
we're just gonna talk about the facts.
Do you-
How did that
History.
baby get in that woman's womb?
Dealing with
do you believe that women were here
did-
before men were created?
Well, that's was it. What
and how do
came
you
first, the
think we
chicken or the
birthed-
egg?
Well, the
What came first, the
I
chicken
don't.
or the
I
egg?
don't. I think.
See, it could go so deep, and there's so much information.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Research the civils, like literally research
See how
the
they want to
civils.
avoid the question?
No,
I don't
because
wanna avoid the
it's way
question.
I could answer that, but it's so much deeper than that. So I will be doing myself a disservice by entertaining that and knowing that we can go a little more deeper.
But she
I don't have to.
time.
That's a
Yeah.
whole nother show or a whole nother conversation.
That's-
But
It's not.
it
really
is.
not.
It is.
It's really not.
Because if you're not
Nevertheless.
aware of it, you can't really speak on it. And then in order for me to make you aware,
We have an infinite
So-
intelligence that
so,
created everything on
one-
this earth.
One quick question.
And
You
they had
said-
the way the higher power had its way of how they was going to create everything on this earth,
Well,
right?
I mean, I would, and I said that kind of like we came up this discussion in kind of like a not a jokingly manner, but in a light way.
Yeah.
Because to further discuss would be to further discuss and to get into the allegory of the story of Jesus, right? And so we joking around about Jesus and being a mother and all this and Mary and this kind of thing. That's for this our modern day age, but you have to consider that Mary, Mary is not Mary Meri, and the story of Jesus is like the story of 8 other people before him.
But you're using
Right.
you're using
And so-
you're using European English versus
we
using
not.
Arabic language that
Right.
where the
So
Bible was
that's
written,
why- that's
and
why-
that's how you're gonna get
That's
your,
why
your best facts.
That's why I
when you
mentioned.
can speak
even with
Arabic.
that-
Wait a minute, hold up,
Yeah.
Osa, because
Yeah.
Champ, you just misrepresented.
Wait, what? I was only going to say
time
one
out.
thing.
No, I want
Time
to know
out,
how
'cause
I
Champ
was
just
misrepresented.
Because when you said I spoke in European, European is Mary, and that's why I mentioned Meri, because that is Aramaic term for Mary. That's why I mentioned that spelling and because that's if you go back to that spelling, that entails a whole lot of other stories.
But if
and
you go
allegories
to
prior to Jesus,
if you go to the Torah, if you go
How about
to
this
the
part?
Quran,
How about this
or
part?
even look
wait,
at
wait,
the
wait,
Pope.
wait. If you go to the Torah, if you go to the Quran, if you go to the Bible, if you go to whatever kind of thing that you
The Catholic
higher
Church.
above.
hey,
Yeah.
It
figure
says
religion.
God made man. It doesn't say God made woman. No disrespect. I love you guys.
The priest, right? The Pope.
It says no.
He
It says
sits-
no.
he's-
No.
But
Hold
sits
let me
under
let
a
me
black
say
woman.
something.
Translation,
I'm
he
being
made
totally
man.
direct.
Let me say
It
something.
says
Let me say something.
God made man.
Okay, but let me say something though,
Go
bro.
ahead. Go ahead.
That was
Never
written by a
in
man.
never in the history of mankind have I ever seen a woman come from the womb of a man, right? So to say
Never.
that the man come first is questionable to me.
This is why
Right.
I
Number
say,
two.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Mary. But let's talk about the virgin part, right? Because back in the biblical time, right, the word virgin didn't mean that she hadn't had sex before. It means she was unmarried.
It means she was pure.
Okay, it
She
means
was-
she was
unmarried.
unmarried.
pure.
Thank
That
you.
don't mean she wasn't
That
fucking.
means she ain't been
But-
fucking, but
but
that means
this
she's
is-
just
this is
a lady,
what- Mark,
a
what you
good
said,
lady.
this is where it's
If that's the
debatable.
case, you guys are pure because y'all good women.
No. This is where it's debatable. Whereas when we talk about the definition of pure, because when you talk about a woman back in those days, she doesn't have sex until she's married. So that pure applies to a virgin because a woman in definition doesn't have sex until she's married. That was the culture, that was discipline.
I only got
Women
one.
don't have sex until she's married. So they sit there and say she's pure, then it get translated to virgin. They say necessarily if you're a virgin, they only meant because you're
Well, I mean, I think that
Not married.
a lot of these things
But not married women
subject
were-
to the interpretation of our society. Number one,
right. It's all
And-
about interpretation.
yes,
You're right.
and so even with Mary, I don't necessarily. I've never been able to wrap my head around a virgin birth, and the Jews believe that that Mary was impregnated by a Roman soldier by the name of Petra, something like that. And the Jews always discounted Jesus as being like a child out of wedlock. So
Like,
it's
why
like,
would you hold
It
on?
was Joseph.
Why would you listen to
Jo-
them? Because who
The
killed
president.
Jesus?
No.
Who
That she was
killed-
actually she was
Hey, who killed
betrothed.
who killed
wait,
Jesus?
she was betrothed to.
Who
She
killed
was
Jesus?
betrothed. Hold up, let me
And what was
say.
their religion?
Let me hold
I
up,
don't
champ,
know.
because you're
It was
getting
only
off track.
Judaism.
You wait a minute. You
No,
missing
it
my
wasn't
point. You missing my
Judaism. It was
point.
more than Judaism, man.
No, not that part of the country.
It was Christianity.
They
Or
have
was
So
it?
are we starting
Christianity
this
came
conversation
after
from
he killed
Christianity?
right, because they don't know
Uh-oh.
nothing before Christianity,
I'm-
so it's hard to have that
No,
conversation.
before Christianity, it was Judaism. What was
Right.
Jesus Christ's religion?
Jesus was Hebrew.
Judaism.
Don't get me.
He was Hebrew.
I'm against
But again, are we starting this conversation?
So, let's just
Starting
start
with
the
Christianity.
conversation. Let's just start the conversation of our topic. Because,
All right.
um,
No,
This is a perfect segue into emotional intelligence though, because this is
because it deals with your spirituality.
Yeah.
And spirituality, when we get into it, I'm going to explain how spirituality is part of your emotional intelligence. Because there's plenty parts to it.
I don't think spirituality.
no.
got anything
I
to
was
do
saying
with
more so real
emotional
time with us and
intelligence.
how we handle
we're gonna
conversations
explain.
that can be triggering or pulling at the emotions. You know, this is a very sensitive conversation for a lot of people, even maybe for the listeners.
And the
You know,
thing
so
is,
this
your emotions shouldn't be sensitive.
Mark, you shared this
You
stuff
should
with
pride
me.
yourself on your emotions because it was given to you naturally. It's part of your DNA to have emotions.
so go ahead and
Right.
bring on the conversation.
Yeah,
So,
Bring us
you
on
know,
there.
You gonna introduce the topic, Mark?
Yeah, I'm Mark, and that's
Sir.
Chief.
Mister,
Hey, yo, Tim.
Mister.
Hey, all right, Mark. Let's bring it home, Mark.
About to bring it home. Emotional intelligence, the ability to monitor your emotions and reactions.
Yes.
Bingo, right?
The ability
Some
to
of the hardest
monitor,
shit in the world to do. Talk y'all
to
ass
monitor your feelings and emotions.
Monitor your emotions and reactions.
Oh, emotions and reactions.
Yes. Because
Okay.
we're all entitled to our emotions. We are entitled to that. That is our God-given gift, our emotions, right? So it's how you react to those emotions is the quality of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because we deal with emotions as soon as we wake up. You know, when you wake up, you run through all different types of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Every day that you wake up, you might experience different emotions without any control over it. Because we got our conscious mind, we have our subconscious mind. And when we sleep, what mind are we in? Our subconscious mind. And it's working overtime. Then all of a sudden you break that unconscious mind and get into your conscious mind. And now you're dealing with your emotions and reality. So now you want to inventory those emotions. Because I have to inventory those because as my day goes on, I'm responsible for my emotions and how I react to them. You know, because when we were sitting there talking about religion, right, there's one foundation through every religion in this world is to treat each other as you want others to treat you, right?
Right.
And then you are dealing with emotions. You know what I'm saying? When people talk about respect, you're dealing with emotions. How someone talk to you, how somebody react to you, how they behave around you. It's triggering emotions with you, right? Now, how are you going to react? How this person spoke to you, how this person act towards you, and how are you going to manage those emotions for us to coexist with each other? Because if we go around the room, right, everybody's going to have a different definition of respect. It's because how they manage their emotions. And what this person say and what's going to dictate what I will allow this person to dictate my emotion. And you shouldn't allow them to dictate your emotion. You dictate your own emotion because you have to study human behavior. And part of studying human behavior is understanding other people's emotions outside of yours.
And understanding self, because you can't see anybody outside of you until you fully see yourself. Or like they say, you can only meet somebody as deeply as you met yourself. You know, so that it's that self thing, that self mastery,
The self-awareness.
Yeah.
You know, the self-analysis of yourself, like how far can you be genuinely and truthful to yourself? Like, okay, it's only going to be so much that you can identify about your behavior and what you project to other people. So you have to receive other people's insight about yourself. And how willing are you to receive the insight that people have about yourself?
Constructive
So
criticism.
can I make two small,
No.
real small, fast,
Make your
real
whole
quick?
thing, it ain't so fast, we're not no
One.
race.
I don't agree that emotional intelligence is spiritual. Because I feel like, just say a death in the family occur, you have an emotion off that. Your girl make you mad, your dude make you mad. You got an emotional trip off that. And then how can you just sit up there and just or make some certain assumption from this one emotion?
I want to speak to that.
One emotion when this one event happens.
I'm so
Well,
glad
like-
you brought the topic
Because,
back.
like,
Wait,
I don't think that's spiritual. I mean, we all.
I can answer
spiritual,
that.
but,
I can answer that.
I know we
Like,
all
we
probably
have
all,
answers.
we all gonna have a point, because I'm glad you brought the conversation back to something that we like kicked in the door with in terms of is emotions and spirit, the spiritual and emotions connected.
No, the
right?
spirituality. Not
Right.
talking about spirits. We talking about
I'm
spirituality.
spirituality,
Spirituality,
as he
right,
spoke,
yeah.
right? I'm glad you brought it back to that, because I wanted to expound on that some in terms of the relationship between our emotions and our spirit, our spirituality, right? Our spirit self.
You
And
going
so,
back
wait,
to
it's
spirits.
time-
We're talking about
Wait a
spirituality.
minute. Keep
on
up,
spirituality.
keep up. We all keep up. So my thing was, when you at first I was like, no, I didn't think it was connected, even in the beginning of this conversation. But then as we continue to speak, all religions are based on helping us understand our emotions and how to control them and how to use them and how to adapt them and how to transmute
I
them
agree.
and all that. So when we talked about that, then that's when it clicked on me that emotions is related to our spiritual self. Right,
Yes, it
how
is.
we feel about things is related to our spiritual self. The stuff that bother you in one aspect of your life might, you got some peace and you in a better space. That might not bother you here in this part of your life.
But that's why I'm gonna
As you
debate
grow,
because,
I don't want to debate anybody about
I don't
anything.
want to cut you off or nothing, but that's why I'm gonna debate you, because look, if I trip and fall, I'm gonna be mad at me because I trip and fall, not you. But if you put your feet out and trip me, then the fuck I'm gonna be pissed at you.
But
That's not nothing
and
to do
that's
with
true. And that's
spirituality.
Can I answer this question?
But a Buddha,
That's not-
a
I'll answer
your
yogi,
question.
a monk,
I'll answer
a
your
monk
question.
will let you trip them. Know you trip them and be like, and so spiritually in tune. And it's like, oh, I see you not developed, whatever. You trip me, you think that's funny, I don't. Now you'll learn. And he will move on. He won't even think twice because he's that spiritually elevated in terms of regulating his emotions. We're talking about regulating our emotions. And if we don't, we have to know them first. We have to know emotions first. Then and then be able to identify other people's emotions. But there is an aspect of spirituality with that, and want to know your own emotions in a healthy way, and want to understand somebody else's emotions in a healthy way.
And I
It's
wanna
a
jump in
spiritual
that.
thing.
I want to, piggyback off what you're saying. Dealing with spirituality, you have to become emotionally intelligent or do the work by becoming self-aware to master self, which is all through the emotions. We are energetic beings. We are spirits. Spirituality is truly just being true to self. It's not a certain path that you have to walk, or it doesn't have it's not a box you put yourself in. It's truly you being true to self, true to your spirit. The only way you can find yourself is by learning what triggers you, your emotions. What is it within you that constantly gets upset or get mad, or what do you see people reflect to you, about yourself emotionally? And when you see that, that's learning itself. That's becoming intelligent enough to know that this thing right here keeps making me mad, or you keep doing this, and let me see, what is that saying about me? Why do I feel that way? What happened to me originally that made me begin to feel that way? And a lot of times it has nothing to do with the person that you interacting with. It's all about self. So when you start to see yourself and you master that, you start to grow within your own spirit. So that's ego versus spirit. You are healing your ego self.
Identify your emotions.
And that has everything to do with
Also,
spirituality.
I totally agree, but
I'm gonna touch on what he's trying to get to.
that turns into spirituality. Me learning myself, that knowing that when to fall back, or get away or run, that's spiritual. You would consider that?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I don't know what you're receiving with that, but
I'll give
Go
you
ahead,
an answer
champ.
to your question, right? You
Yeah.
said, how does emotion deal with spirituality, right? Your spirituality is your relationship with the higher power. That's what your spirituality is. We would agree with that?
Yes.
So your relationship comes with emotions. So when you are communicating with the higher power, you dealing with emotions. You asking the higher power questions. You asking the higher power for this, and that, and it's going to trigger emotions because what you're going through.
About to say the things that you're dealing with.
Exactly.
And
so
it's
when I sit there
emotions
talking
are the
about
things
emotional
that you're dealing with.
intelligence, is that the higher powers in infinite intelligence, like the super intelligence, right?
Yep, the
And we
source.
are seeking intelligence constant. It's a constant for us to seek intelligence, right? But for us to stay on that path to seek intelligence, we have to control our emotions. We get mad. Well, why did the higher power do this? Then we're dealing with emotion when we question that. You know, and then all of a sudden this higher power gifts us with this, and then we feel good. That's another emotion. So it's a roller coaster of emotions, right? But as long as I can control them, I will clear the channel, having my spiritual relationship with the higher power.
So because you go on a roller coaster of emotions, that's spiritual.
No. I'm saying having a relationship
That's
with
part of a human
the higher power,
experience.
it will be an experience.
Also, I'm not.
I'm about to answer.
No,
No, he's not.
Nobody
I'm about to
take it
explain
that
to
way.
you.
I'm not.
I'm about to explain to you,
I'm trying to
right?
get some clarity.
So in order for
I
us,
see it one
right,
way. and
in order
y'all
for
see
us,
it
in
another
order
way.
for us to experience sad, we have to experience happiness. We wouldn't know what sad was, this and that. So that's what I mean. The
You wouldn't
emotional
know
roller
broke
coaster,
without money.
right?
You wouldn't know-
Exactly. So
Right.
it's a yin and a yang.
Right.
You know. So how do I sit there and get myself out of being broke and staying out of broke, because I don't like the feeling of being broke. We're talking about emotion. So it's not just black and white. It's like our emotions it's a dynamic of everything that we go through life. So as long as we can sit there and find solutions to those emotions. Oh, if I get happy, how do I maintain this happy? If I get sad, how do I get out of this sad? If I get angry, I'm entitled to be angry, but how do I react to that angry that I'm going to be satisfied in life?
I got y'all.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
then digging deep within self and asking self, why am I really angry? You know,
Right.
like
So
why does
what-
this keep making me angry?
It's
What's the
like-
root
it's like,
of it?
You ever been in a fight and motherfucker tell you, man, chill, and you get more angry. They keep on telling you to stop. You get more angry because you're dealing with your emotions. You're telling me I'm wrong for my emotions. I don't never tell a nigga to stop when they fight.
So this
Man,
this
you
is,
always right on how you feel.
I
But
think this is
look,
a
all
good
we need to
point
be
that y'all
focused on
making.
how you gonna react to it. Because you bust this nigga head, it's gonna be consequences, right? It's ways that you go about to channel that anger. You feel me? It's like I can get in this nigga head without having to put his hands on, and now he over there he has to box himself in and
Yeah,
have
we
to
don't want
deal
to
with
get
the same
aggressive
anger.
and talk about being aggressive.
Hold
or
on, it's not
threatening or
talking about aggressive. We
violent.
talking about emotions and how to channel those emotions.
But why is
I
he
just use that
angry
as
though?
right,
You know?
that's what I'm
This
saying.
is how I feel, because, and that's a point out. That's a good segue. I think that a lot of lack of emotional intelligence and a lot of the lack for everybody in terms of emotional intelligence comes down to emotional vocabulary. And I just think that so often that we only can, or some people, or they, or them, or we, or whatever the fuck, I, you, whatever, because I don't know what pronoun we should be using sometimes. I don't want to be condescending, but I don't want to be like part of the group. But
And we not being
I'm
politically
just
correct. Say
saying,
what's
shut
on your
the
mind.
fuck up. Let me
We got
just
you. We
say
got
all
you.
that. I need to say that for
We got
myself.
you.
Thank you. So, but nevertheless, I think that when we don't term stuff right, when we only think we angry, we don't think we sad, we don't really get in touch with how do we really feel about something, right? And it's more to being mad, happy, sad, these standard basic shit. Like sometimes I feel despondent, sometimes I feel frustrated, sometimes I feel irritated, sometimes I feel annoyed, sometimes, you know, it's like it's the whole emotional vocabulary of it and understanding how you really feel in terms of your actual emotions, so that you're not responding like you might think you mad, but really you hurt, and you responding like you mad, but really you just hurt, and you don't want to be like, oh, that hurt my feelings, so you just want to act out, you know, in an aggressive way, in a hurtful way, because somebody, you feel hurt, but you don't want to acknowledge that.
Who
and
don't
so-
do that?
Hurt,
and that's
irritated,
the
all that
emotional-
boils
that's
down
the
to being
emotion-
sad.
What
and that's the
human
emotion-
being
yeah.
that you
Time
know
out,
that
time-
don't do
so
that?
emotion-
We all do that.
So to be the emotional IQ of it would be to exercise that emotional intelligence, to say, okay, I feel hurt, I need to communicate that.
Yes, being aware and owning exactly how you feel.
Like
is the-
to exercise
Tone.
that to that person who has hurt you.
For yourself
Or-
first. You communicate with yourself
To be
first.
honest with you,
You
yes.
communicate to that
Yes.
person all day. That's not going
And
to
that's
change
why
them.
we talk
but you
about
have to
shadow
change
work.
yourself.
Shadow work is
it
really
could
getting
be in
touch
real
with
time
those-
in both situations.
Yeah,
but
it could be, and shadow work is getting in touch with those emotions that you didn't want to feel at a certain time when you should have felt. You know, when you suppress that emotion, shadow work is about kind of going back and thinking about those instances and feeling those feelings that you should have felt that you suppressed. You feared, you flew, you ran away, you act like it didn't happen, you shut it off, you disassociated, you went through all these things. So I have to feel.
When I
wanna
ask
add,
these questions,
and
I'm not challenging you all. I'm asking because I want to know. I want some clarification.
no, and I keep
So,
asking. And good, you're doing
I'm
good.
Not,
Don't
I'm not
feel
challenging y'all.
you are
I'm
okay.
asking because I want to know.
Absolutely, we got you. But like Champ was saying, anger is definitely the mask to sadness. You know, underneath the surface of being angry is sadness. So you really have to sit and see why you are angry, or the person that you're speaking on is angry. You know, it's way more than just anger. You know, something happened in that person's life that they're holding on to, that they feel they may have been sad, and
You're in a
they
state of
ego
sadness.
put on this. The ego is like a protective
A
barrier
facade,
to the
a
spirit.
facade, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the representative that shows
let
up
you
now,
feel it. They don't
because
let you feel
at
it.
one point in time you was able to feel in something, damage that security was feeling. So now this ego, the representative, is what shows up. And now this ego is angry, it doesn't want to communicate, don't want to look people in the eye, don't want to respect people. So being emotionally intelligent is being aware.
Your reaction. Now you're talking about the reaction.
Right. So being emotionally intelligent for that person would be being aware that, hey, like, I know that I'm walking around here angry. Why am I so angry? Oh, because, when I was younger, this happened. And like, since that moment, like I developed this persona to show up.
But what's heavy when we talk about anger, it deals with people healthy beliefs and unhealthy beliefs. A lot of times it's unhealthy beliefs why we are angry. Because this person did this person did. Can you tell yourself that person is entitled to do, even though you don't like what that person is doing, they're entitled to that. So how do you channel that and make yourself understand that and to be at peace with yourself? So you have to understand other people's behaviors to make peace with yourself. And sometimes it doesn't even have to talk to them. It's like, look, they are entitled to the way they act. They're entitled to what they say. And you're entitled not to listen to them, and you're entitled to not to react to them. But you want to react to them because you want a medicine, or you want to therapy yourself because they trigger something. It's how you receive the information. So when we sit there talking about emotional intelligence, is how we react. Our reaction is, are we narcissistic? Like, okay, this person did this, I feel uncomfortable, but they're entitled to act the way they want to act. But it made us feel uncomfortable. So now we have to sit there and have shadow work to learn how to receive information that they don't dictate our emotions. Mm-hmm. We control our emotions.
Yes.
We manage our emotions,
Yes.
and we control how we react.
Yes,
So
that's
we
why it's
supposed to
important. That's why it's important.
Like, we supposed to accept bullshit. Like,
Yeah, it's part of life.
Just say, no.
I'm agreeing with you.
Let me refrain it. Let me refrain it.
Yeah.
So
No, you
supposed
got
let
to. Yes, is
somebody
the
do some
answer.
bullshit to you, and then they entitled to do some bullshit to you.
No, not say
And then-
I ain't say that to me. I said their behavior. Well, I ain't get on that subject yet. But however they act, it shouldn't trigger us to be angry. Now, how they
You got to see that as
if
that
they
person. That person
yeah.
is going through whatever they going through. It
Right.
has nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
It's
Right.
always
So,
the
the second part
I
is
get
when
on
they
some
do
bullshit
something to
with
me.
Champ,
No, when you do something to me,
and
that's
then
another conversation I was about to get
I'm
into.
entitled to be on some bullshit.
No, that's ain't what I was saying. That was only the first part. The second part, now when we talk about behavior that actually interferes with us, like someone messing with my money, messing with my family, the whole nine, right? So now I have to have emotional intelligence, how I react to it, that it doesn't cause
And how
harm
you
to
move
myself,
Yeah,
it doesn't
because
harm
see,
to my
it's-
family,
because-
because
Because
I
the
got
aggression,
no.
because
We're
the
on the
aggression
same
is
page.
real.
Yeah.
We're on the same
Yeah.
page, then.
I understand
Yeah.
where he was coming from.
Cause
I'm
like,
just we was
like
gonna
what
get to that.
the fuck you
Yeah, I
mean?
ain't never
You-
said that.
Somebody
You accept
entitled
them
to
to do-
some shit.
No,
Yeah,
they're
You
entitled to their behavior.
Talk and
They not
and say
entitled
what
to
you
do
want to
shit
say
to
and do
us.
some
Yeah,
shit.
no, ain't none of that.
But when you go there, then you
Right.
go there.
Right.
Like,
I enjoy seeing y'all come to these types of conclusions, really, because, and I don't. and because it's one of those things in which you just have a nature, right? And so to us, it might just be like common sense human, last time, like, really y'all had to ask those questions. But I appreciate seeing you guys, Champ and Anton, come to those types of conclusions, because it's come to understanding in terms of just how you naturally work. And of course you're going to feel like if someone if you have a grievance, it's like if somebody have grieved me, I want to be made whole, and and I'm a man, and so I want to be able to be made whole because you have grieved me in some kind of way. And it's just good to see you guys come to those conclusions, like, okay, I understand somebody may grieve me, but it's up to me how I handle that, and is a way I can handle that without being, resorting to human nature, animalistic behavior of aggression and violence and that kind of stuff. So I enjoy seeing y'all come to those conclusions and understand.
Not. It's not to sit there and excuse violence.
I'm
I believe in violence now.
Don't
get me wrong. I believe in violence.
I was trying to make it nice.
No, because when he was just like, if this person does this to me, I'm just supposed to accept it. No, I wasn't implying that.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all just sit there and spank your kids. That's a form of violence, right?
Out of line.
Exactly. So it's levels of violence.
Yeah.
If I sit there and have to sit there, this person wants to violate me, and I have to protect my family, or I have to eat. Violence is going to come into play, and I'm going to get satisfaction out of violence because I protected myself. So I'm not writing off violence. Like, yeah, I'm pro-violent, but it's how you use it and why you use it and when you use it.
I'm not even saying that.
I'm just addressing her, not you.
No, well, I appreciate
what
you
I'm saying
further
is like
speaking
you
on
saying
that.
we can come together, me and Mark Chan, we can come together and talk and be like, yo, chill. Everybody got guns. Everybody can kill everybody.
We're gonna handle this
But
like
why we gotta
gangsters or
do that?
gentlemen.
Because we grown enough and smart enough and got the IQ enough to make a rational decision to make sure everybody okay.
Right.
So you can say emotional intelligence.
That takes some
I
emotional
just say
intelligence.
that's more just a maturity shit.
Yeah, but we control our emotions to get there.
I can argue with this nigga right now and be like, hey, you know what? I got my gun, you got your gun.
But you said maturity.
Like, all right.
Yep.
Maturity is managing
I say it's
emotions.
I fucked up.
synonymous. Yes.
I fucked up. So you
Emotional
know what?
maturity
I
is the
apologize.
same as emotional
You know what, Tim? I
intelligence.
apologize too for even arguing when we together.
Right.
Because we better than that. All right, let's get the fuck on. Let's get some more drinks.
Right. But you
it's
manage
more-
your emotions
Some
with that.
motherfuckers, I mean, excuse my language, some people
They so
take
emotional.
shit
They so emotional.
more emotional
they
and stronger than others. And it's not that serious. Life is fucking short. You have to know how to get some shit, get to the point of it,
So I
adapt,
have a
adjust,
question on
and
the floor.
move forward.
I
got
want
one
to address
behind
Shauna. I
you.
want to address Shauna when y'all finish.
Shauna, somebody can speak. I want to read some comments. I'll read some comments.
Well,
That's always happening with Saturday,
Shauna's
Sunday.
making her points, but what I'm talking about is
Yo,
not black and white.
You want me to open the phone line? What?
Yes,
Yeah,
let's
open
take
the
some
phone line so
calls,
we can
y'all.
hear from
Let's
Shauna.
Shauna, call.
Yeah.
Call Shauna. We ain't gonna talk about your stuff. Call us.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's up
We got
there. It's
time?
posted up there.
Excuse me. We got time?
we're in the process while she's calling. I want or if she calls, if you're available, Shayna, please call.
Oh, Shayna or Shauna?
Yeah, Shayna.
Shayna, okay.
I
my
believe I'm
bad,
saying it
Shayna,
correctly.
Shayna.
But yeah, what does a emotionally intelligent person look like to you?
Look like?
Yes, like
They
what?
don't have no visual.
Well, it has to be a visual.
How they
Okay, so
act, how they
what
act.
What is the components of
emotional?
confidence?
Thank you so much, Mark.
Characteristics.
Thank
What's the
you.
characteristic? Oh,
Yeah,
what's the
what is
question?
an emotionally intelligent
Confidence,
person?
Yeah, that's-
transparent,
Transparency is always
and
good.
honest. That's it. You don't
Okay.
you don't gotta be no fucking the president. Confident, transparent, and honest. Yo,
And
also,
courageous.
I ain't feeling good
And
today. I
courageous.
can't do this. Yo, Tanisha, I don't got no money today. You gotta buy me lunch. Yo, Mark, $5 today, bro. I don't got no
So
weed.
when I think of an emotionally
Yo,
intelligent
Chap.
person,
Yo, get
I
the
see
drink,
somebody
bro.
that's-
Something, man.
that's not easily
I'm fucked
swayed
up.
by emotions,
That's just like,
that's not easily
shit.
triggered. You know, maybe at one point in time, I speak for myself. I say that I'm emotionally intelligent. I used to be swayed by emotions very like easily, you know, like it was a point where when I was younger where I needed anger management, you know, like I went through things in life that caused me to react and show up differently. So going through the process of self awareness and like really holding myself accountable and digging within myself and like seeing like, oh, okay, you doing this because of that. And because you experience this, everybody that you encounter, they're meeting you outside of that wound. So like you don't even realize that most people don't realize that they're operating out of some type of trauma that they experience. So when you become self-aware and you start to really dig and say like, oh damn, I was really showing up as somebody that's not really me. And then I've been feeling sad within realizing that I'm having a disconnection with people, you know. So through growth, through self-awareness, you know, like now I could sit in a conversation that could be that at one point in time could have been triggering, and I could sit there at peace because I know it has nothing to do with me, you know.
I ask you one real fast question?
No problem.
We can keep the show moving.
I like questions.
At one point in my life, someone asked me this thing. Have you ever had a trauma in your life? I said no. But, you know, like my grandma died, my uncle died, like family.
Those are
died.
traumatic experiences that change.
We gotta call y'all. We gotta
We got a call.
Oh, what's happening, caller? Who this? Where you calling from? Hey, turn that down. Who? You got a Bluetooth or speakerphone or something that you calling right now? You talking to us on?
It's on a speakerphone. You and I.
Yeah, talk.
Well, then I'll have.
Yeah, because we don't want it to echo back, but we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, is it echoing though? 'Cause I can call
No,
from a
you're
different.
good.
No, you're
We can
good.
hear you.
Okay. Hey y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Who it is?
I ain't watched y'all in a minute. It's Shayna.
Oh, what's up, Shana?
Okay, yo, Shayna.
Hey, I ain't watched y'all in a minute. I missed y'all.
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
I like your conversation today. Some of the things that I was saying as far as in the comments. I didn't know a champ wanted to ask me a question or something about.
Yeah, when you was saying, I gotta scroll down. When you was pretty much defining sadness, like sadness doesn't always equal to aggression.
Yeah. So
anger.
we were. Yeah, you guys were talking about like what's underneath the anger, and saying as far as sadness being underneath the anger. And yeah, true. A lot of times it can be sadness that is underneath anger. But it's not the only thing that's underneath anger a lot of times.
Oh yeah, I
True,
wasn't saying
true.
that. I was just saying
True,
that
true.
that'd be the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because when we sad, we want to get out of sad.
Right. So like even we could be angry and justifiably, right? Like it can be like
Absolutely.
valid
Mm-hmm.
anger that
Yeah.
we have. But even anger still itself is still like a secondary emotion that
It's a
we have.
first-dairy emotion. I believe it's a first-dairy emotion. It's just how
It's
we react to it.
secondary.
That's
It's very secondary.
that's
So
what
what's
I'm
before
saying.
anger? What's before anger if it's secondary?
We saying the same
What's
thing.
for anger
See
is
what I'm saying?
frustration,
I'm
annoyance, betrayal, not
Yeah,
feeling
but we
heard.
can get to anger outside of that also.
We can go straight to
Right.
We
And
can
then
go straight to
underneath
being
that-
angry without being
Yes,
frustrated.
Yeah.
that's very true.
Right,
Yeah,
we don't
that
go
can be a that can
That's
be
why
a
I was
that
saying
can be a very primary reaction to
Shayna,
something that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Shayna, what
A
you're
lot of
saying, that's
times-
where it's secondary, but in other instances it's first dairy. Or is there such thing as
Well,
first dairy?
no.
That's why I use the word primary.
Primary, okay, yeah,
Primary,
primary.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the word first dairy. Like you
There's
just
no,
made some shit up.
there's no such as that.
A lot of
ever.
times,
Hey,
anger.
hey,
Hold on.
Shayna.
Never.
Hold on one second. Shayna, go
Shayna.
ahead.
Oh, a lot of times anger isn't a primary. Like that's what comes up because anger is something that like we know what it looks like,
I think,
right?
Shayna,
It connects to a behavior. It looks like something. It feels like something. So we say, okay, I'm only angry and that's it.
Yeah,
But a lot
but
of
it don't be that simple.
Yeah.
I feel like
underneath
I was thinking about it when you were speaking, and so I had to think about other things that can show up that could be look like anger. And three things that come to mind is like shame and guilt and grief. Also often shows
Yeah.
up as anger, right?
But that's what
So,
she was saying.
like,
That's, and that's the part when it's secondary.
Yeah, and and a lot of times we just think mad, sad, but no, sometimes you think you angry about something, but really you just feeling guilty. Really,
hmm Yes. Why? Okay, so why? So, can I trying to answer? Yeah, I'm trying to answer what Mark is I hear. So my question to you, Mark, why are you angry somebody hit your car? Why why is that a bad thing? Yes. Okay, so I feel so you feel inconvenience, you feel inconvenience, and you feel that that person has been disrespected and careless, and then that leads to anger. No, I'm saying you are angry. Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that you're not angry. I did never say that. What I'm saying is, no, no, you're not hearing. Yeah, there's always there. I'm saying that anger, anger is a, it sounds it, right. It's, no, I think you're like, I don't know. It sounds really like personal in this kind of like response that you're having to me right now. But all I'm saying is that I'm saying is anger is not invalid. I'm not saying that you don't have a right to be angry. I'm saying anger is valid. All I'm saying is anger is just a secondary emotion. That there is something that is under there that is fueling primary. All I'm saying, anger is okay. Yes, you can be. Yes, you can be angry. No, no, it's not suppressing it at all. It's natural. Yes. Yeah.
Or escalate it. I'm gonna de-escalate. Suppression means to de-escalate it, right? And I'm
But
going to manage it in that
emotion,
state
that's where
versus manage it in an
intelligence come in.
escalated state. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what
So when you
intelligence
learn
come in.
Buddhism, they sit there and tell you this is you learn how to manage it in a calm state versus learning trying to manage it in an excited or
But
So that was
you
that was
have
the
to
first
practice, though. It
religion I
takes
went to when I left
practice.
right. So now
Christianity,
you
and
just
it
said,
taught
hold
me
on,
all
hold on, hold
about
on.
She
self-awareness.
She just said it.
Take
Practice,
practice.
right? So it takes practice
Yes.
to create emotional intelligence. You need to
Yes.
practice
You have to
how
practice.
to
I
manage
practiced.
your
I
emotions.
learned my emotional
I feel-
intelligence through Buddhism, though.
And I don't.
Right,
And I
and
You
it
know
was
what I'm
a
saying? So it had
practice.
nothing to
So
do.
what she said, it was a practice.
I think that you have to sit through emotions.
Yes,
You have to. You
that's what I'm
cannot.
saying with suppression.
It's not suppressed.
It is suppressed.
It's experience.
That is suppression.
No, it's not a suppression.
You're
If I-
taking suppression
It
as
is.
negative thing
I'm
versus
not
the positive
I'm
thing.
taking it as face value.
You have
sup-
to.
Hold on. So what's your definition
Hold
of
up,
suppression?
hold up,
What's
hold
your
up.
definition of suppression?
The definition of suppress is to tamper down, to suppress, to press down, right? I'm not.
Bring
I'm
it
not
home.
saying
Right.
press
Bring it
emotions
home.
down. I'm saying let them flow. If you mad, sit there and feel mad for 10 minutes. If you pissed off, sit there and feel that for 10 minutes. If you sad and you need to cry, cry for 10 minutes.
No,
If
no.
happy,
You said there
be
gave
happy
a
for 10
reaction to.
minutes.
You know, you
No,
gave a
I'm
reaction.
saying-
So what's
no.
the reaction to anger? You said just sit there.
Sit there
What's
and
the
feel
reaction?
your anger. No,
And feel your anger.
You gonna feel it
Right.
in your body.
Right.
And that's why there's a book called Your Body Holds the
Right.
Score. Your body
Right.
holds the score of all the emotions
Oh,
you
we got a
feel.
caller. We got a caller.
Your body-
Another caller,
your
another
We got
body-
another caller.
Thank you. We have a caller, y'all.
What's going on, caller? Who is this and where you
Hey,
calling
what's going on, man? Y'all got this. This is freestyle.
Yo.
Yo,
What's
y'all
going
got
on?
this.
Who's tuning in with us?
Hey, ladies, what's going on? Hey, panel. This is Mr. Freestyle.
Oh shit.
Hi, Mr. Freestyle. How you doing?
Turn my mic off
Hey,
right
hey,
now.
in peace. No,
No, you ain't.
in peace.
No, you ain't.
I'm just saying, y'all got it. It's the way that it's going. AI kind of like versus EI is what's up right now. Everybody's doing this artificial intelligence thing. You can't really, move like we would creatively. But for those that understand, I think emotional intelligence, as y'all statement, is great.
Thank you.
All right, my man, you right.
But why'd you say artificial?
Okay, so you guys, the topic that it says is emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah, that's EI.
Okay. As I just tuned in, I'm paying attention to what's being used graphically and auto-tune wise or just artificially, school-wise, that they're putting into the school systems. They're putting into the music. They're putting into
on the contrast.
that.
Okay,
The contrast. You guys, in other words, if I could say, from what I'm seeing, you guys are bringing it home to where it needs to be, that natural part versus this fake and artificial shit that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it could be like a part 3 to this shit if you get what I'm saying, y'all.
It is a part 3.
Absolutely.
It is a part 3.
Okay.
Part 3 already
All right.
made, bro.
Okay, well, look, I'm going to tune in a little about 2 more
What's your
times
take
next
on
week.
emotional intelligence?
I would have to agree with it being experience, being a form of suppressing things that could get you hurt.
Tanisha don't like the
So
word
when
suppression.
you say suppressing, you mean what?
Yeah.
Clarity, please.
Okay, so from what I heard, the gentleman in the green stated that experience is a form of suppression. If you know better, you do better. You suppress that will to go out there and be willy-nilly, to drive on the freeway in a Lambo, rent the motherfucker after you won a Chiefs game and be stupid.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? You suppress that motherfucking wild
I'll
shit.
bring you on the show next week. You my man. I know what my man.
I'll holler at y'all, man.
All right, my dog.
Thank you for
dog.
Bring
calling
you on
in.
the show next week, yo.
Okay, hey, if it's okay, Mark, you know what it is, man. I'll make my way. I come
Heard me,
again.
bro. You heard me. It's some real shit, baby. Real shit. It
Ladies, y'all got that. The contrast of women. So look, if I could say this, women pay a lot more attention to detail, right? So when it comes to that emotional intelligence, I would think that some of our women have been stifled a little bit and don't understand when it needs to take place and when it don't.
Heavy. That's heavy. Hit that bar. That's heavy.
I can agree to that for
Hey,
sure.
they know way more than we know. I'll tell you that right now.
I can definitely agree.
by
I
women-
definitely don't
I
want
quit
us to
after
get,
that.
I
Because
definitely
they
don't
know
want.
way more than we know. Hit that motherfucker one
No,
more
that's
time.
not. I wouldn't. That's not the same. But okay.
But
Okay, I'll let y'all have that. That's not the same.
Yeah.
But no, because women are very emotional, though, we are emotionally driven. So, like, I completely understand what he's saying, but not to make it a contrast. It's a
Okay,
human
so go-
being.
no,
It's
look, so
we
to
all
agree
have
with you-
emotions, we all
to
have
agree
emotional
with you-
bodies. Yeah.
Sister, to agree with you,
Uh-huh.
back in the day, and I say back in the day because I'm like 40 plus, right? When a woman chose a dude, she already knew in the first 5 minutes what she was gonna do, right? It's a little bit different now. It's called about reading. A young girl can read what's going on. A child can read innocence, things of that nature. Now we got to kind of get back to that a little bit more. Women are the first purveyors of that particular scenario.
Absolutely.
Ask him, Mr.
That's what it goes into their
God a
intuition.
woman? Is God a woman?
We're not about to go back to that.
Wait, don't
So-
ask that way. We ain't got time
So,
for
yeah, we
that
don't.
man
Wait.
to explain that
ask
question.
Him.
Like,
Ask him, y'all. Ask him, y'all.
yes or no, freestyle.
Real
God is a
fast.
woman.
What up?
God is a woman.
Huh?
Yes or no? No, we don't need that psychological
no?
explanation. Give us a
Yes
yes
or
or
no?
no, brother.
Can I come on the show
He
with that
can't,
one,
he,
nigga?
look, he can't even do it. He can't even do it.
I can't, man.
I know this nigga. I know this nigga. That's why I said yes or no.
I feel him though.
Hey, freestyle.
Like,
Hit me up.
you not about to assess me with a yes or no.
You can't
So
say
wait.
yes or no.
Okay. So
Listen,
I'll
okay,
say this.
stop.
All right. I got you.
Freestyle. Listen, we got to get off the line.
In my
Freestyle. Listen,
in my understanding, God is a male because if God is a female, this bitch would have been blew up already.
All right, my man.
Okay, so hit me up, man. Listen, inbox me, and I'll arrange it with these good people, man, about getting you on the show.
Most
man.
definitely.
Yes, sir. And I thank y'all. Thank you much. I can't wait to show up, man.
Thank you.
So look, I wanted to come back in about what Shayna was talking about. So my apologies to not being able to give her the correct answer. Was speaking about the anger and like sadness being the undertone. Again, we have the right to be angry. Emotions are fleeting, so our emotions are constantly changing. What I was speaking about was like a person who generally walks around angry all the time. A lot of times you will see like that person's inner child like just crying out for attention. You know what I'm saying? Like it's trauma. That sadness. It's again that trauma. So like we all have these inner childs within us that may have experienced things and that in that midst of that anger, like you will just see like that abandonment, that woundedness within that person. So again, I just want to tap back in on that. I don't want to go too deep on it. But it's definitely situational based, and I feel like we all kind of just was jumping with our own perspectives, but
emotions.
Yeah, and it was very emotionally led. You know what I'm saying? Like we were all emotionally led.
I don't
everything is energy,
but
everything is energy, even
energy,
emotions. You know, energy and motion, emotions. It's constantly moving. So we are energy. You know what I'm saying? We are one of the source energy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will agree to disagree. Well, I will agree with you on one aspect because energy is good and bad, right? So you got good and bad energy, right?
You got light and dark energy.
Right. So that will deal with emotions.
It's all emotions. But you got lower emotions. You got higher vibrational emotions.
Yeah, on that aspect.
But those lower vibrational emotions is like what we develop to become.
Energy is neutral.
Emotionally intelligent.
Energy is neutral until you put something behind it. Energy is neutral. You got protons and neutrons that bounce back and forth, right? It ain't until you put a title on it that it becomes a bad energy.
I don't want to lose my thought. So
go ahead.
I don't want to lose my thought. And this is a thought we had. And it's going to sound like a host, and I see that. It's going to sound like a host segues, but it's not. Because we started out talking about the 4-4 portal that we are entering or whatever, right? And so one of those themes, and I'm thinking about the theme now and how it relates to our topic because we didn't know how we was incorporate the idea. But one of the themes is the concentration and idea of root chakra ideas and healing the root chakra. And part of the root chakra is those primal emotions that we do have. Those primal emotions, and now is a good time for us to deal with those emotions regarding our survival and our fears. Are just our primary ideas and thoughts and emotions. It's time to deal with that. Put it aside as individuals. And that's where we are in
yes, collectively.
Yes. Which is a good reason why we are discussing this topic, and we talked about some, you have to have some emotional vocabulary to understand how you feel. It's more than just mad, sad. But now is a good time to just deal with some of those root causes and some of those primary emotions and put those to rest.
Yeah, if you find yourself having a lot of arguments or a lot of confusion and interactions with people and angry or you feeling triggered a lot, take the time to just pause, sit with self, become self-aware, do some introspection work, journal, take you a bath and just detach. To learn self, that's becoming emotionally intelligent. Is learning self.
Is it them or is it you? And are you going to be accountable?
Processing.
And this is wrapping up Tapped In Talk Radio. I am Osa. You have Champ, Tanisha, and Anton in the house.
Good night, good day.
We'll see y'all next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Next Thursday.
Peace.
After the eclipse.
Peace. Yes.
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7